and open to Romans 8. Romans 8. Romans 8, beginning with the 14th verse. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beneath witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs of Christ, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
A book that has changed lives over and over and over again. A book in which more commentary has been written than any other book in the Bible except for John. Volumes and volumes and volumes of commentary. When we started our study, I thought this would be just somewhat of a brief study. We discovered that when we got to chapter 8, that it's not brief anymore. And so we have had to spend, well, by the time we get done, we're going to spend at least 9 studies on just chapter 8 alone.
Amen.
Chapter 8 has been called one of the greatest chapters in the Bible. Many people have called it the greatest chapter in the Bible. But it certainly is one of the greatest chapters in the Bible. And as we looked in our study and we began to look at chapter 8, there's so many things there that are so full of deep understanding and deep truth, but so full of a message of hope. Now, as I've shared with you before, when you read Romans, when you read probably any book, you must read the whole thing in context. And Paul has developed a theme as we've been going through Romans, and then he adds to that, and he adds to it, and he explains some more. And, of course, if we look at the beginning of chapter 8, that's the one we're going to spend our time on today, verses 14 through 17. Last Sabbath, well, I guess it was a Sabbath before, we studied the first 13 verses of Romans 8. And the conclusion of those verses, the first 13 verses, is, if you belong to Jesus, you will live like it. If you don't live like it, then you don't what? You don't belong to Jesus. Paul doesn't let you off the hook. Paul tells it like it is. Have you ever acted like the other entity that Paul talks about, and you're supposed to be called a Christian? You're acting more like maybe someone tells you the other influence. Paul has already covered that. We've talked about the first Adam, the second Adam, and as he continues his theme now, there is something that we need to pay attention to in these verses 14 through 17. How would you like to be born in one of those families? Which one would you choose?
Born.
Y'all know who those families are? There's one up there, but I bet you don't know who he is. Right now, Fortune magazine came out this year and lists out of that list up there the They say he is the richest man this year. That's all the assets. You know who the second richest man is? This guy right there. He's the second richest man. From Mexico. Carlos Slim. Many years he is the richest. It just depends how they figure their assets. So poor Bill, guess what Bill slipped to? They slipped to number 3. He used to be number 1 for a long, long time. And then we have our own local personality here, don't we? They shut the entire Boise, the city of Boise, down for his funeral here a few weeks ago. And the attention to his funeral was nationwide. From all over the world, greetings came and condolences when J.R. passed away. But of all those people there, guess who has historically, who is still had the most riches of any man that's ever lived in modern times? That guy right there, historically. Now, how would you like to be born in one of those families? Would you think that's pretty special? Well, there's one thing, that if you were born in one of those families, and when inheritance time came around, my, in the paper they were talking how amongst the grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so forth, they were going to split up JR's funds. And I remember Sue working over at the nursing home, one of the Simplots, one day she came in and here was a Simplot, I think he was an RAN or a PA or something, he's working in the medical field, and he was there, and Sue asked him, says, is your name, is that really who you're related to? He says, yeah. Yeah, he's my uncle. And Sue said, well, what are you working for? And of course his response was very good. I'd like to live my own life. So would you or wouldn't you want to be on the inheritance list on one of those? Well, today we're going to talk about an inheritance list that Paul talks about in these verses. But it's not inheriting the things of this world, it's inheriting